hip-hop culture, where DJs, MCs, graffiti art are expressed every day within the inner cities of America and the world. You are not viewing hip-hop, you are hip-hop.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I know it's different, right? Because it is Friday. It's not 4 o'clock. We have a special edition going on tonight, hence coming on a little later than what we normally do, but we love it. But we're going to have a great conversation nonetheless, a great conversation. I am hoping that you brought all of your brain cells, because we've got something special. Now, I'm not going to stay here too long because I got to make sure that I give enough time to chat with our guests. But I do want to call out a couple of things. Number one, it is TGIFF. That G is 5 Fridays. This is where we're starting. And we are going to roll over to Indie Suit Media at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. I do know my time zones. So we are literally going there, not just for a replay of Guuuuurl Listen. I'm going to be on Mediascope tonight with Dr. Tachi. So you want to go over there. We are talking about our fondest memories of Malcolm Jamal Warner. So you want to be there for that. And just in case you want to catch the replay of all of this, we are on Amazon Music and Spotify and iHeartRadio. And yes, Indie Suit Media. So you can get your podcast fix wherever you want to get it. Make sure you get in where you fit in. And with that, I'm going to play this intro so we can get into our conversation. Good evening. It is Gwendolyn G.R. Houston Jack, and you are watching a live edition of Guuuuurl Listen. We are streaming live to LinkedIn. We're streaming live to YouTube. If you're on LinkedIn, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it is a better experience on YouTube. YouTube was made for video. It was made for video. We all know that, right? So it's better over here. I mean, I like over there, but it's better over here. And if you are here on YouTube, we would love it. You would like, share, and subscribe because, what can I tell you? So let me get right into it because Gwendolyn is always out meeting some really good people. What can I tell you? And I was out at an event. I went to a couple events because, as y'all know, I stay in Houston. Gwendolyn stays on the road. We stay on 45 South and North. And there was this amazing art show with all these great people. And I was like, wow, look at these people. And in the midst of all of that, there was this guy who had a really great beard. I shouldn't say had. I mean, he still has a really great beard. And I thought, okay, look at what he's doing. Okay. Well, I bumped into him again at another event. And I thought, okay, we have to have a conversation. Because in this conversation, he said, pocketbook. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I love pocketbook. It's better than handbag, better than wallet. It just feels some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about the boundlessness of Blackness in science with our guest. Before I do that, let me make sure I shout out our guest here. My mom is here because mama going to show up. So hello, mother. Thank you for being here. And my work husband is here. Ron Foster is here, who will also be with me this evening on Mediascope. So you want to tune in for that. Let us welcome our guest, Gumbeaux St. Oh, you know what? That wasn't supposed to be there, but it's okay. Little sneak peek. How are you, sir? How are you?
I am great. I'm doing well. I have my H2O here, as well as a little something that's not H2O.
I have something that is not H2O as well. I pulled a little something together. I'm putting a little something together here. I don't even know what it's called. There may be a recipe for it already, but orange juice, pineapple juice, and any kind of rum always works well. So You know.
See, I'm a gin drinker. I love, like an old white lady. I love gin. So I got me a little gin and ice, a little rose water, and a little tonic.
Oh, you're gonna have to share that recipe with me and give me like a little backstory because I've never done rose water.
Yeah, so gin, I was doing some research on gin because I was like, why do I like this so much? Gin is basically vodka with juniper berries in it. And so juniper berries, they come from a pine tree. And so if you pair it with floral elements, it just brings out the natural flavors of the gin, and the gin brings out the natural flavors of those floral elements. So in the summertime, it's gin and rose water. In the winter, I try to do like gin and some rosemary in it. But yeah, just a little fun fact. We love gin over here.
It would be a scientist to give us that kind of. So let me do this. Let's get the crowd into who you are. We're going to do fast five, right? Give you 5 different options. You can pick either one, or you can give us an off the books answer. So number 1, are you a lake or a beach person?
Beach.
Beach.
Definitely beach.
You love sand.
Yeah, but I don't know how to swim. But there are healing properties in ocean water, so beach.
Right. Do you have a favorite beach?
My favorite beach that I've ever been to, I've been to a lot of beaches, but I forget the name of it, but it was this beach when I went to Barbados a couple of years ago. And it was this old man, he was out there selling weed, and he was like, I had a cut on my finger. He was like, son, dip your finger in the water. I was like, okay. And so I did. And like the next day it was like closed up. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, it does have healing water. Okay, healing powers. Oh, okay. Have to bring some of that back. Let me go to our next one here. Are you digital music or vinyl?
Baby, vinyl. Okay, don't judge me, but I had to lift my laptop and I'm using a stack of vinyls to do that. But I have my vinyl record player here. There is something about the soul in music that comes out in vinyl that you cannot get from digital. I am analog all the way.
Yes, I was telling a dear friend yesterday that, and my mother did it too. Our cousin had all these LPs and 45s, and I snatched up a couple. I picked up the hottest disco hits.
Yes.
I mean, I was like, let me play that right now. So I am right there with you with vinyl. Okay. Are we winter or summer?
Oof. Neither. I like the fall. I'm more of like a transitional seasonal person. Like I like, I can cover up, but also if I wanted to be on my Princess Diana, I could wear a sweatshirt and some athleisure shorts and some sneakers.
I can see the fall. Now, I prefer the fall on the East Coast because you get the change of the leaves, you get those really nice browns, the autumnal colors. Love a good fall sweater and coat and hat and scarf.
Absolutely.
And if it's really cold, we get little gloves, but
Okay.
All right. Let me keep going. Ice cream or gelato?
Gelato. I love gelato. It's more creamy. You get like a more diverse palette of flavors. And you can go fruit or like dairy, but I tend to skew towards fruit because it's a little bit more fresh. But yeah, gelato for me. Although I'm from Southeast Louisiana, so shout out to Bluebell. But
yeah, I was like, I'm sorry, we're not doing Bluebell here. You almost lost the point. You almost lost the point, Gumbeaux. I was like, he treading lightly. He's like, well, All right, here's the one. Here's the kicker, which I don't even have to. It's just for fun. But are we doing Paul Wall or Vanilla Ice?
Oh wow, shawty. I gotta do Paul Wall. I'm here in Houston, so they would kick my black behind out if I wouldn't say Paul Wall. Of all the white boys out of these options, it's got to be Paul Wall.
Paul Wall, for sure, right?
Yeah. We, sitting sideways. Okay, just sitting sideways.
Oh, okay. So here is our number one question, which we love to ask: who are you, and what is your superpower?
Who am I? I am Gumbeaux St. James. I am an artist. I am a scientist. As of a couple of weeks ago, I'm an inventor. I just got a patent. Um, I'm a lover, but I'm a fighter when I need to be. When it comes to my superpower, this is something that I did not realize until I went to therapy a couple of years ago. And my therapist was, doing some deep digging and being all up in my business like therapists do. And she made me realize that actually being smart is my superpower and has always been my method or my tool to use against people who would either try to bully me or try to make me feel down about myself. It's like at the end of the day, you can't outthink me. So being smart is definitely my superpower.
All right. There was a lot to unpack there, so hold on. I have to. Now, I will say this. Ron Foster is also saying that, yes, Barbados has amazing beaches. He, too, likes autumn. And I will say, Ron has some, like, we've had our photos together. He's got some really good autumnal things going on. And, yes, gelato is amazing. Now, what I'm not going to skip over, I'm not going to skip over is that you have a patent, sir. Please, you don't have to give us a little bit more on that, if you can. Mr. Inventor.
Yes. So I'm a product engineer. I started in chemicals and I've done a lot of things. If you go to Walgreens, Target, CVS, spin around 10 times and go to the nearest aisle, odds are I've touched it in some form or fashion. But currently I'm working for an industrial MRO company. So they distribute products, screws, tools, that type of stuff. And one of the things that I do is I design the devices to distribute those tools to customers and different customer sites. It gives them more control over who gets the product, how much they get, and it helps them save like billions of dollars. So one of my projects that I'm working on, I actually invented a method to reconfigure different compartments of various sizes. And nobody in the market has figured that out yet, but I did. And my company was like, hey, this is new. I say, yeah, let's talk to legal. It's always been a dream of mine to have one. But for it to like come to fruition, it's kind of corny, but it's like, if you work hard, if you work hard and you advocate for yourself, your dreams really do come true. So, yeah.
Okay, so let me take a slight pivot here, just because I can't. My husband and I were recently at the Nearest Green Distillery. Mm-hmm. And we were listening to the history of their whiskey and Uncle Nearest, or I should say Nearest Green. Mm-hmm. And as I sat there and thought about how a lot of times when we are in a struggle, our ingenuity shows up, right? In a lot of ways. Right now, we love to line dance because what's going on outside? Oh, Lord, I need to pop fans because I could be popping somebody else. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, pop that fan. But a lot of ideas come out of a struggle. And I think about the number of Black families that will never get the recognition for what was created by those who were enslaved. Mm-hmm. So do I think it's corny that you, dear sir, have a patent because you figured out something? Because, Black folk be figuring out some things. No, I do not. I think this is amazing. I am like, wait, what? Like that is insane. I didn't even have like, what's that? The little applause music. I wish I had it. That is awesome sauce. Ron says Black man magic. And there's little fingers. There's little fingers there. Yes. Oh my goodness, Gumbeaux. Okay. Well, this is perfect. This is a great segue into our conversation. Because I remember in high school, they pushed being a doctor, engineer, and whatever, like forever. Mm-hmm. Right? That was big. But tell me this. Boundlessness. We're talking about the boundlessness of Blackness in science. That can mean freedom, expansion, or defiance of limits. What does that word stir in you, personally and or professionally?
When I think of the word boundlessness, especially with regard to Black people, I think, and don't judge me here, but I think of the rapper Juvenile. So he has this song that he released back in the early 90s to 2000s. It's called Huh. And so part of the chorus is that you're a paper chaser, you got your block on fire, remain in the G until the moment you expire. But then he says, you know what it is to make something out of nothing.
Yes.
And when I think of the boundlessness of this Black person right here, it's like I can have a problem in front of me, not know where to go, but still figure it out. And that's something that I've learned from my 3 older sisters who have all had careers in science. It's something that I've learned from my mom who was in education, something from my dad who didn't even go to college, barely graduated high school, but he still had that ingenuity of needing to figure something out. It's like we as Black people, we all have it in us to create something out of nothing because we have to do it from the viewpoint of a necessity. Like we have to do it or else we're gonna die. And so it's taking that mentality, taking that creative spirit, but applying it to current day and saying, okay, I'm in this new field, I'm in this new industry. I have a task, a job in front of me, a problem that I need to solve. My ancestors are lifting me up right now. They knew what it was to make something out of nothing.
Yes.
Why can't I do that in this role that I'm in? And so I try to bring that to every role that I've been through in my career. Is like, they already doubt you because you're Black. Like they're already gonna doubt you. You literally have nothing to lose at all. So you might as well go balls to the wall.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So your sisters are scientists?
Yeah, so I have 3 older sisters. My eldest sister, she is a quantum physicist. So she works at IBM. Child, she a different type of nerd. I'm like, girl, are you sure you're not Tony Stark, Iron Man? Like,
I mean, okay.
And then my second oldest sister, she started in computer science, did a couple of years there working with Raytheon missile systems, designing the computer systems for missiles. But then she took a pivot and she became a lawyer. So she has her Juris Doctorate. And then my third oldest sister, she is like an IT whiz. She actually, growing up, she made a computer from spare parts. And again, are you Tony Stark? Like,
oh my
this
goodness.
is weird. And so like growing up in their shadow, I didn't really think of it as like growing up in their shadow because there's a pretty big age gap between us, but they were very much so in-house mentors. And like, it's one thing to have somebody to look up to, like, hey, this is my idol. This is somebody who I really think that I should model my life after. But to have that on top of them in my ear saying, nigga, you could do this. Like, you could be better than us. And I'm like, and still to this day, they encourage me like none other. And, I try to stay out of the group chat as much as possible because they be chatting. But I always know that they are there just to encourage me in anything that I don't want to pursue in my life. So, yeah.
See, that was my next question because I'm thinking if you have other siblings who are amazing, do you feel any kind of pressure to measure up? But that age gap sort of saved you to a certain extent.
Yeah, it did. And my mama won't like me saying this, but child, she beat our ass together. So it's like we have this bond. I don't want to say it's trauma bond, but we have this bond to where it's like, hey, let's encourage our sibling right now. They need it. Or, if there's something that I'm lacking in, I can always go to them and say, look, I need your help. Or they can come to me and say, hey, I need your help too. They always come in their big little brother. So I'm just like, okay, I'll take that. But yeah.
I am just like, whoa. So before we go, I will say this. We've got Lisa Seeley in the house. She is here. Dr. Tachi is here as well. Cass Lou is also here. She says, blessed and happy Friday. Glad she caught this episode tonight. I'm you know what? Here, let me just say this really quick. And it's timely because we've been talking this week about giving people their flowers, letting them know how they have impacted your life. And this is the fact that, we now have the opportunity to have a platform and share a variety of stories because representation matters. I'm just like, I cannot believe I have like this this person speak with me this evening. I am like, just woo, I got so many questions now. Hey, Gary is here from GNC Sports Talk, and Cass also says, I can see that with the age gap. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm just like, okay, Gwendolyn, get it together, girl, get it together. Because, we have all of these questions, and now I want to get through everything. So here's where I want to go. So we're talking about science and Black folks, right? There are some constants. There's also some unknowns. So how do you relate the idea of this infinite exploration?
It's fun. That you have to embrace the fun in not knowing. And with that, it comes, and I said it earlier in one of my calls at work today, I said you have to have a certain level of delusion because you are creating something from nothing and you're going to create something that many people will not believe in. So you have to embrace the delusion and be confident in yourself, knowing that you're going to make a reality out of this idea that you have. But when it comes to just embracing that infinite exploration, like there are so many different journeys that you go on, and you always have to be a sponge. A wise person knows that they know nothing. Like you have to always be a sponge, always be ready to shake, move, and pivot where needed. Because life isn't linear. As much as people want to, think that, you set these goals, you do A plus B and you get to C. No, sometimes you go from A to B and you end up at watermelon. It's like you got to know how to roll with the punches, and it's something that I've had to learn the hard way because I'm a little bit stubborn when it comes to certain things in my life. But the older I get, the more that I realize I have to be able to embrace everything. You're not going to be able to control everything. You can control what you can control, and what you can't control, you just have to be able to shake and move and pivot and just have confidence knowing that you got yourself. You're going to be all right. But yeah.
I love that thought of, being delusional. Because, we have a lot of dreams. I don't know if I don't know. I'm clearly in my season of creativity. I'm going to do all the things. I got that 64 count of crayons with the sharpener in the back. And I'm just like, I want all the crayons. I'm playing with every single one, every color. Because it's just, I feel as if, it's not a feeling. I'm deep in my belief. Somebody screwed us all over somewhere telling us that we only had one path to walk. Right. And so I think about school when they had that connect the dots, worksheet. And if you went outside the lines, you didn't go in the right way, you were admonished, if you will. Like, no, it's not right. But the fact of the matter is, that's just another way of being creative. Like, you don't have to follow all the dots. You can go wherever you want to go and get to wherever you want to get to, right? But, oh, man. So watermelon, huh? Now you mentioned some different paths and being stubborn. May I inquire what that was?
Yes, I like to do. Okay, here's the thing. When I have an idea, I like to stick to it as much as I can. As if I have a dream about something, I'm just like, okay, this is how it's gonna go. This is how I feel like I need to pursue it. And it's been in like professional things, like working with a team, and I have an idea for a formula, and it was like, well, what if we do this? And I'm like, no, I don't want to do it that way. It's my idea. Let me do it my way. And once I do it, I'm open to other avenues and things like that. It's happened in my personal life with dating. It's like, I don't want to go to this restaurant. I don't go there. Let's go. So this is where we should go. And I think I get it from my dad. He was a Capricorn, so he was very stubborn in some of the things. And I try to be lenient where I can and flexible where I can. But a part of my own like work with being loving and giving grace to myself is sticking to my boundaries. So I try to be lenient and bend, but not break. Because I'm like, okay, if I have to be compromised, like, I got to get something out of this. It ain't going to be no 80 for 20. It got to be 50-50. I'm not doing that 80 for 20 PS.
Now, are you a Capricorn? Because you brought up the zodiac. I have to ask.
I am a Pisces.
What?
Actually, so my moon is in Taurus.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm a Pisces. My birthday is actually an angel number. I was born on February 22nd, so 222. So I try to like keep that near and dear to my heart, because try to embrace, the lover in me, but also embrace the rebellious side in me. And so sometimes that gets me in good trouble, and sometimes
we like good trouble. We like good trouble.
Yeah. I would say it's a learning experience, right?
Real talk, seriously. I found myself a few years back letting go of the word failure, because it's not failure. Like, you have to try some stuff. These are just learning experiences. It's experiments. Sometimes it's going to work. Sometimes not so much. Right. And sometimes you're like, yeah, I should never do that again. Like, never. But we have this thing about being perfect and not playing. And when you don't play, like you miss out on so much.
Yeah, you miss out on the learning.
We're all creatives.
Yeah. There's so many things that I have gained in my life that I still apply to this day. It's like I'm applying things that I've learned like in high school to like my current role. It's like, you build upon it. Like,
you do.
One of my mentors told me, he said, be okay with making mistakes and just saying sorry afterwards. Like, stop asking people for permission to do what you feel is right. Like, don't ask for permission. If it's wrong, then just say, oh, my bad. Let's move on. I won't do that again. Like, you don't want to make the same mistake twice, but give yourself grace to make a mistake. You can make a mistake once. You'll live.
Because we're going to make some mistakes. I will say this. My dear work husband, he is 223.
Hey, come on, almost twin.
He was like, yeah, so similar. I was like, wait, you're what? I had this other thing going on. So yeah, we have to you got to get out there and play with stuff. When we were kids, think about it, as like children are so fearless. They go out, they do all the stuff, they say everything. And then once they get into school and around certain adults, all of a sudden they just lose all of their creativity. They lose it all. And it's awful. I would love moving forward to find a way for kids to not lose that creativity and to not lose the want and the time to dream. I would because these adults, oh, Lord have mercy. They use a little something. I like how Castle says experimental phases, learning and lessons. Definitely. It is. Because like, how else do you do if you don't play around with some stuff? How else do you do it? So let me ask this. Let me go here. How do we support more inclusive participation in STEM? Like for young creators and the underrepresented communities, because people feel some kind of way about us. Now, all right, Black folks be doing some things. We know we have done some things. Say what you want. You trace some roots, trace them. Shake that tree, trace it. But we know that there are stories and stereotypes that have overshadowed all of that. What do you think?
I think the main way that my community has supported me when it comes to STEM is just showing up. We always show up to the football games, the baseball games, which is great. Athletics is good. If that's your way to get out and be who you want to be and do what you want to do, yes. But I dream of a world where the LeBron Jameses are on the same levels as Alani Johnson when it comes to recognition, or Alani Johnson is on that same level. We talk about, supporting Black people, supporting our community. We need to support us in all aspects. So that means showing up to the science fair. That means funding some lab experiments. That means making the time, being present to just encourage your future nerd to embrace all of it. And being in science and being a kid, I specifically remember being teased and bullied for winning first place in science fair throughout elementary school. It's like, dude, I'm like working to change your life, but you want to make fun of me? Like, I don't get that. But I had like my community, I had my sisters, my parents telling me like, hey, you're doing the right thing. This is what you want to do. Go for it full force. And so they would always be there for the award ceremony. If I wanted to experiment and do something, they would always take me down to the Walmart and say, hey, what supplies we need? Like, let's get it. And let's see, you know, how we can like actually learn something from you as well. So just being present, I think that's the key when it comes to supporting Black folks in STEM, and also encouragement. There's not a lot of opportunities for us, especially in this current day and age when they're trying to get rid of DEI. They done got rid of PBS, which was my main introduction point to science. Bill Nye the Science Guy. I don't too much go up for white men, but that one right there.
He's a good one.
He is literally the sole reason why I am a scientist today. And if I ever met him, I would probably cry. But like things like that, like we don't have those programs, we don't have those initiatives like we used to have. So I think helping your future nerd research what opportunities are out there and then, you know, pushing them towards that, I think is something that'll definitely help. With my niece, my sister is pushing her to explore what's out there in the medical field. So she was like, okay, we're gonna look up some summer programs, like what's going on at these colleges. Hell, go down to the hospital, see what opportunities they have. It's out there. We just have to put literally boots to the ground and go and get it, because they're not gonna give it to us. You have to go out and get it yourself.
You know what? Oh, I like how Ron says average folks are scared of intelligence. You know, very much so. And I do wanna zero in on that, looking for summer programs. Now, I recently shared that I was this close to looking at some sort of career in the political world. Like I was in. I had my parents help me, along with their friends and what have you, and family members, help me get to this program that was for young people who want to be in politics. And I said, I'm going to do it. Got a chance to meet Ann Richards, got a chance to grow my debating skills and get into all the things. And then somewhere along the line, I thought, you know what, if I ever got into politics, they might just take me out. So let me not do that, right? I did other civic things, but even still, like it's not too late. It's not too late. But we need to consider programs for our kids. And if we see the little interests, support them. Now, I wanted to get that rock polishing kit. I don't know if you remember the rock polishing kit. I really wanted to do the rock polishing kit, and then I wanted a microscope and like all the things. So it was always there. But you know, we don't always, as a community, to a certain degree, we put up certain jobs, as you say, above others. And if you don't see it and you don't get to hear about it, then we just kind of, like every blue moon, there's the post about the kid who created some water purifier or something out of like tinfoil, right? You're like, oh my God, it's amazing. But there's a lot of kids like that. Yeah, it's not where we put a lot of our time and attention, and we don't give it the recognition that it truly deserves. So yeah, we have to find a way. We got some more comments here. It's not, man, let me tell you, the way things are working right now, I'm not surprised if somebody's not already watching me and mine. Okay. You know what I mean? They're like, we got to work for sure. But you know, it's not too late. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? Who knows? Lisa says, my son did the John Hopkins program, which was great. Yes. See, there are programs out there, and it requires funding. It does. But you put a whole bunch of nickels together, you're going to get $1. Okay. We can get it.
And you can always ask, hell, Keisha Cole down to the concert selling fish plates, so we could do something.
We could do the fish plate. highlights. Cass says, support their interests as long as it is positive and helps with growth mindset. I agree. We have to figure out this current method of how kids have been, I don't want to say reared, but educated. I am going to say educated. A lot of them are just trained to take tests and take direction. No critical thinking. There's no level of what's the word? What's that word? Gumbo? Exploration.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything is scary. They are not ones to go out there and take a chance. It's just not in their nature. It's just, I'm thinking, you're not gonna make it out here, kid. We need to get a little adventurous.
Yes, like
Get a little adventurous.
And I think, okay, I don't really too much care for children, but Whitney said that she believes the children are the future, and we should teach them well and let them lead the way. And I think a part of that is not necessarily pulling the rug from up under them, but at least letting them know you have a safety net here, but baby, go out and explore. You're not gonna be my child. Well, the world is not gonna see you as my child for too much longer, especially for Black kids. Like, our expectation to go from child to adult is short. Like,
I think it's like what, age 7? Is it age 7?
Yes.
Like, you know, if you read some of these headlines, that they're like, young man attacked a woman. I'm like, but they're only 6 years old. What are you talking about?
Like,
and then you got the other kid who's 21, and her baby is like, well, you know what? That's not tonight's discussion, Gumbo. That is not tonight's discussion. Let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this. Do you see your field as one where boundaries are necessary or one where they are meant to be reimagined?
Boundaries are necessary when it comes to operating within science, but also within the corporate world. So, and for example, in my role, I have these ideas about things, right? I have these ideas about products and machines, but at the end of the day, I'm working for a for-profit company. And so there's a certain business model and process that needs to happen in order to make this idea come to life. So yes, in the sense, boundaries are needed, but I see them less as boundaries as more as parameters. Like I can flex in and out, but like, hey, come back in because this device has to make money. but I think when it comes to people who are just new to science and they have that green energy when it comes to exploring what it is that they like to do within the world of science, no bounds at all. Like, get on somebody's patent website and look at what other people have done. They have created things that you would never have thought would be needed. There are inventions out there that have never hit the market, but people still have patents for them. It's like, oh, I can actually do whatever I want to do. Like, yes, I want to design a flying car. Now, who's going to buy a flying car from Elon Musk? I don't know. But there's a patent out there for it. So why not think of the idea first? You know?
What was that? Gremlins, the smokeless ashtray? all of his little gadgets and things. All of his little things. Someone like, hey, just put your ideas on paper and figure it out, people. Lisa says, well, the Johns Hopkins program has grants, especially to the kids who score well on the test. Parents should ask every single program, STEM or not, if there are grants or subsidies. Hey, if you don't ask, closed mouths don't get fed. Closed mouths do not get fed. We have to do that. Now, I'm going to take a slight pivot here, right? Because I like how you use the word parameters and how we're looking at the two worlds, but you do have a way of bringing your creativity in other areas, right? And I do want to share. Now, here's the deal. I discovered, and I did say the word discovered Gumbo at the Love is Praxis art show a few weeks back. No, it was like, was it a month? Has it been a month?
Like a month and a half? Yeah.
Really? Has it been that long? Man.
Yeah, the first week of June.
Oh, man, time is like, woo. So yeah.
Right.
there were a lot of great artists there. And so obviously when I connect with people, I like to dive into all the things. I want to show you guys as a quick little video of his Instagram, because he's not just about science. He's not. Gumbeaux is into all the things. Can I just say that really quick? He's into all the things. And your Instagram, it's inspiring. It's crazy inspiring how you create your art. And like, just seeing you as an artist, I had no idea you had this whole entire science thing going on behind you. But it explains a great deal. So as we're going through this, tell us real quick about your art.
So I'm a firm believer that you don't have science without art, and you don't have art without science. The two are identical sisters, are identical twins. It's amazing to me to be able to take my scientific concepts and make art, because art as a medium is a little bit more digestible for some people to take in. And so if I have a concept about a piece that's very scientifically rooted, I can always use art to convey that to a different audience. Whereas if I, have something technical, I can always, pivot to that audience as well when it comes to science. But I feel like the two are very much so the same, at least for me. I took a color theory class a couple of years ago in one of my roles. And that's when I really realized, like, okay, it's more than just putting color on a canvas. There's science about this. There's a way that the light bounces off of the canvas and projects a certain wavelength to your eyes, so that you see in different colors, you see different textures. So marrying those two concepts together, it's something that I love doing. It inspires a more artistic audience to see things scientifically, and then it inspires a more scientific artists to see things artistically. So I love marrying those two. It's fun. It's a challenge, but I love doing it. It's like cooking. That's why my name Gumbeaux. I love throwing it all in a pot and making something beautiful.
Yeah, okay, so let me stop. Hold up. I love how you recognize that art and science come, how it goes together. As a photographer, people think, well, it's just snapping a button. Like, how hard can it be? It's like, there's math in there.
Yes.
Light, that's like all, like, it's science, it's math, it's all of the things. And then there is the creative eye that comes in there. So it's not just snapping a picture. And yes, that color theory, bruh, you put it together. If you understand what you're doing. Now, I remember my color theory class, we had to take the 3 colors and make the entire wheel. We had to make the wheel, like all the things. And I thought, can I do this? I still have it because it's so pretty.
Yeah.
I still have it because it is like one of the most beautiful things. But then there's light with, if you will, painting. I should say light, but color theory with painting. But if you look at color theory with light in terms of digital, that's a whole nother scale, right? People don't take into account the science behind what we create as creatives. There's a lot of science there. It's a lot of science.
The art side of it is more of the inspiration, but that science piece, that's the execution. And so if you have a vision, but you don't know how to execute it, baby, it's going to get lost in your audience. So you have to have the two working in tandem together in order to convey exactly what it is that you envision.
You have to have the two. Ron says photography and art are rooted in science. And yes, color theory is everything. It is everything. And I will go back to this earlier in our conversation when I was asking about what you were sipping on, and you gave me that scientific answer about gin and rose water. And I was like, okay. I love that though. Because the sister can get down with some scientific things. Even with cooking. Now, cooking, you got a little bit of play, but if you're gonna bake something, those measurements.
Besides, guy has to be. I love savory cooking. I can do savory every day, all day with my eyes closed. Baking, I challenged myself during the pandemic in 2020. I was like, okay, you can make anything savory. let's delve into baking. And then when I was doing the baking, I was like, this is like in my old lab days, like, but I can actually eat it, which is
You can actually eat it, yeah.
which it's cool, yes, but baby, when it flops, I have not experienced the level of anger of having a cake
not good.
not
Yes.
rise.
Yes.
I hate that. But
yes, the one thing I enjoy when it comes to cooking when it comes to baking, I love putting a really good alcoholic something in what I'm baking. Right. So when I do like a bread pudding, it's going to have rum or something. If I do the pineapple upside down cake, it's not the alcohol, y'all. It's not. It's going to have something. Right. And if I do my chicken and dumplings, we are adding a Chardonnay. Okay. Or if we're doing cocktail, it's going to be some red wine. You can do a Malbec, a Cabernet Sauvignon is really good because it's going to tender your meat. I mean, just saying. I mean, let's not sleep on where that comes in. Before I go too far, I like how Ron said he's a follower now. Baking it's a lot of science. You get just a little bit of that wrong, it's not good. It's not good for anybody. You are not eating it. I will say my sweet potato pies, I don't know. I just cannot seem to get my sweet potato not grainy. Like the flavor is there, but I keep getting these extra strings in it. It's like, am I not beating it enough? Like, am I not baking it enough? I don't know. We have to talk off camera, but the flavor's there. I got that down.
I know what you're talking about, and I'm gonna let you know how to fix it.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you know.
I'm like, I can't, art and color can be used in play therapy too. Thank you, Cass. Thank you. Ron says, G is all about a dash. Look, a dash. I'm putting all of it in there. There's hardly anything that I am cooking that doesn't have something in there. I'm gonna call it what it is. It's like, what's in there? Okay, I'm gonna put a little something there, something there, a little something there. I mean, It just works. It just works. Before I bring us to like our last question, I want to take a sidestep because when I was going through your Instagram, okay, so last year when you did all the concerts, oh my goodness.
Yes.
I was like, oh, y'all, I rarely go through like people's timeline, and it's not that far back, but that one particular recap of all of your live concerts, I was like, I could watch this over and over and over again. But the one thing that really stood out to me was your statement about being in bloom. Would you just share that with us? Because it touched my heart. And I was like, am I in my blooming season? Because I'm in my blooming season.
Yes. Blooming for me means realizing exactly who you are and having enough confidence in that where nobody can ever say or do anything to shake the confidence in yourself. And it's taken me literally decades to get to this point. I'm grateful that I do not look like what I've been through. I've been through a lot, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. And so through therapy and also my own, I do a lot of mirror therapy work. I find myself realizing that I am just getting started. If I had the amount of confidence that I had today, 20 years ago, I would be on a totally different path. But hey, that's not my path in this lifetime. So I'm embracing the newfound confidence that I have in myself. And maybe that's, with getting older, I got a few more grays in my beard. I ain't got no hair up here, but but it's blooming is realizing that you are exactly who you are meant to be. I think of roses, and when I say like roses bloom, and people think of roses and they think of the thorns like sticking to them, but actually thorns have a specific purpose for a rose blooming. It helps with aeration throughout the stem, so the rose gets more oxygen so it can bloom even brighter. But it also leverages itself onto other vegetations community in order to help the other roses bloom as well. So I feel like as we bloom, as we shine our lights and let other people in our community, other people that we represent, watch us bloom, it's a chain reaction and it causes them to bloom as well.
All right, full disclosure, I am going to so clip this part of the interview. Full disclosure, we're going to have to clip that. I was like, oh my God,
Hey.
dude. Okay. Before I ask my very last question, I need to pay a couple of bills. These are my own bills, people. These are my own bills because don't nobody own this over here. This is my own bills. But I do want to shout out a couple of people. One is, of course, Glitz Optical, because they are the people who help keep me styled and keep me cute. Well, I'm cute. I'm just extra cute with my glasses. So Glitz Optical, you can get a virtual consultation. She is here in Dallas. We love supporting our people who do really good work and give back to the community. So I do want to shout her out. And I'm going to also shout out myself because G Photography by G, we doing some things. It's almost time for your fall holiday portraits, your senior sessions. Get it done now because now's the time to get it done. Just go ahead, go on the website, talk to Renee. Renee will help you get it together. And I want to talk about my friends, the conference call. RuPaul Drag Race All-Stars just ended, but you can still get in on it.
Hello, and this is the recap show. My name is Chris Edwards, and I'm here with my other two co-hosts.
I'm Ronald.
TJ.
Yeah, and we do a recap show every week for Drag Race. We'd love for you to like our videos, subscribe, and to hit the notification button so you can get notified every time we drop new videos. Every week, we bring you lots of fun commentary and our take on what Drag Race is. So just keep it locked here on the conference call every week. We drop new videos every Monday at noon. See you guys then.
Bye.
Okay, so if you guys have not seen the final episode, it's a good one. I was all in. I had mad comments. But let me also get these comments. Ron says, drop that mic. I know, right? I was like, what? Cass is giving you the applause. Lisa says, oh my God, I was writing Mirror Talk today for my fall workshop with Rose Bloom as the top. That's crazy. See?
Alignment.
Great minds think alike. So here is how I want to close this out. Here is how I want to close it out. Okay. If you were to leave behind one boundless idea or mindset for future generations, what would it be?
Ooh. Boundless idea.
I know. Or I could also say, if you have any advice, piece of wisdom that you've learned that isn't in textbook, you have your choice of which one you want to answer.
I think I can combine the two.
Okay, I like that too.
I would say give yourself permission to explore. And we touched on it earlier in the conversation, but a lot of times we're conditioned to follow certain rules because the folks before us, they wanted to control us. Don't let anybody control the way you think, the way you envision yourself, your art, your science. Be more receptive of embracing the unknown. It's like there's so much beauty in trying to figure it all out. Like you don't have to be perfect. Don't let perfect get in the way of good enough. That's another thing that I've been learning a lot. It's like some things are good enough. You don't have to go that extra mile for a lot of things, actually. So don't let perfect get in the way of good enough, and don't let that perfection stifle your creativity or stifle your want to explore what else is in science. A lot of it has been discovered and invented in science, and the only way to push it forward is to free yourself of the bounds that other people who aren't as imaginative as you try to put on you to make themselves feel better. A lot of times in my career, I have found that I've expressed these ideas that I have to certain people who I thought were mentors who had PhDs and XYZs, and they were like, I don't know if that's actually a thing. And I'm like, well, no, it's not a thing. That's why I came up with the idea. So I'm going to make it a thing. So you have to be confident in yourself and brave enough to step out on faith and make that thing that's not a thing reality. So that's what I would give.
Oh my goodness. Gumbeaux St. James. Somebody better find that collection plate. You. Oh my goodness. Woo! Lisa says, no BS. This isn't just any mirror talk. It's a rose mirror talk where we honor every stage of our bloom, the budding, the unfolding, even the thorns. Girl, y'all are doing it tonight. I mean, all right. So I have to do this. If you have not figured it out, it is Gumbeaux St. James. Connect with him on Instagram. Connect with Gumbeaux St. James on Instagram. I just going through his Instagram, I was like, I am inspired to be in my, I really do believe I'm also in my blooming season. I thought I need to sit down and look at this. And you had those cherry blossoms. Oh my God.
Oh, I love a cherry blossom.
I know.
I've been chasing those for 3 years, actually.
I was like, why did I stop the video too early? Yes, I was literally, honestly moved. And I want to thank you for coming here. I want to tell everybody really quick, if I may. Hold up, Gwendolyn, get it together. Hey, you can get on the email list. It's Mature and Marvelous. Yeah. It's in the Linktree link in the YouTube bio, or you can also go to grhjack.com. You can do that too. And in a few minutes, I am going to be on Mediascope with Dr. Tachi. We're going to have a panel discussion about Malcolm Jamal Warner. Ron Foster will also be there. Dr. Vibe will be there. Shawana Kennedy of Kennedy Media will be there as well. It's going to be a great conversation, y'all. So y'all do want to go over there and check us out in the next 4 or so minutes. Let me get these last comments in. Make it a thing in reality. When I say I got a lot of stuff to clip from Gumbeaux, I got some things to clip. And Mama has given it her approval. She does a great show.
Yes.
That it is. It was an amazing show. Gumbeaux, thank you so much for sharing your genius with all of us.
I appreciate it.
I'm working on this wine and spirit show. I need to bring you in to do like a Bill Nye Science Guy type thing, like real talk. Like
let's
real.
do it.
We could so do an episode with that. I'm like, ooh,
absolutely.
So, my brain does things. So let me do this, everybody. Hey, we're gonna be back next Friday at our regular time. And I don't know what the topic is, but I do believe we're getting ready to we're not too far from Virgo season. And so I'm going to get into some trash talk because, Virgos are the best zodiac sign. Sorry, people, but we're the best zodiac sign. So we're going to talk about a lot of things in the next few weeks to get ready for Virgo season. And Gwendolyn will be celebrating, Lord willing, her 50th birthday. Again, I say Lord willing because we are here today. We may not be here tomorrow. So with that, I want you all to be safe and we'll see you next week. Hey, it's G. Thank you for watching this episode of Guuuuurl Listen. Be sure to catch me every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. And while you're here, I cordially invite you to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you all next week.